Where was she when you first saw her?
She was in the staff room upstairs for the English drama math teacher.
Be Stephanie's.
Police divers have joined the search for the body of murdered bride-to-be Stephanie Scott.
If you've never been to Leeton, you probably haven't heard of it. It sits in the Riverina region of New South Wales. Flatland, wide skies, the kind of town where the main street still has a pub, a bakery, and a hardware store that's been there for 40 years. Population just under 7,000. The kind of place where your neighbors know your car and wave when you drive past. It is not the kind of place where things like this happen. Or at least, that's what people there believed. Until April 2015. Stephanie Scott grew up knowing what it meant to be part of a community. She was raised in a close family. Her parents, Robert and Marilyn, her siblings. By the accounts of people who knew her, she wasn't just close to her family in the obligatory sense. She genuinely liked them, called home, showed up. She studied hard, got her teaching degree, and ended up at Leeton High School teaching English and drama. She was 26. Her students talked about her the way students talk about the teachers that actually got through to them. She remembered things. She paid attention. She stayed back when someone needed help. Outside the classroom, she was planning a life. She had a partner, Aaron Leeson. They'd been together long enough that everyone around them had stopped wondering if it was serious. It was serious. They were getting married. April 11th, 2015. That was the date. 6 days away, most people in Leeton were at home that morning. Easter Sunday, long weekend. The town was quiet. Stephanie had something she wanted to get done. She was going on her honeymoon straight after the wedding, which meant she needed a substitute teacher lined up and prepared. Lesson plans written out, materials organized. She was not the type to leave that to the last minute. So she drove to Leeton High School, alone, on a public holiday, to do the kind of thing that people only do when they genuinely care about their job. She parked near the school, went inside. That was the last confirmed sighting of Stephanie Scott. When she didn't come home that afternoon, Aaron started calling her phone. Nothing. He called again, still nothing. This wasn't like her. Stephanie was not the kind of person who went quiet. People who knew her said she was always reachable, always checked in. By that evening, Aaron contacted police. A missing persons report was filed. Within 24 hours, the search had expanded significantly. Family, friends, local volunteers, police, all moving through paddocks, roads, properties around Leeton. Her car was still parked near the school. She had arrived. She just hadn't left. That detail, her car sitting there untouched, told investigators early on that whatever happened, it happened at the school. Detectives began working through everyone connected to Leeton High School.
9 reporter Erin Willing is at Leeton High School tonight. Erin, why did police return to the school today?
Pete, police did not only return here for much of the day, they are still in fact here at the school. Now they're using digital mapping technology to mark out the grounds of the school as well as the room where Stephanie would have been working the day that she vanished.
Teachers, support staff, contractors, anyone who had a reason to be on that property. One name came up, Vincent Stanford, 25 years old. He'd moved to Leeton relatively recently along with his family. His job at the school was cleaning, maintenance, upkeep. He would have known that building well, every room, every corridor, every storage area. By the accounts of people who encountered him, Stanford was a loner. He didn't engage much with colleagues. He spent large amounts of time online, playing video games. Outside of that, he largely kept to himself. What nobody knew at the time, what would only emerge later in the investigation, was that Stanford had been watching women. Not casually, methodically, he kept records, detailed notes about routines, about movements, about specific women and girls connected to the school. Stephanie Scott was one of many names he had been watching, but on Easter Sunday, she was the one who was there. When detectives went to the address connected to Vincent Stanford, he wasn't there. His mother answered the door. She gave police permission to search the property. What they found inside Stanford's bedroom stopped the investigation in its tracks. There was blood. Visible, present in the room. There were used condoms and their packaging, left there in the bedroom. Not disposed of, just left. Taken together, these weren't the kinds of details you explain away. This was physical evidence sitting inside the home of a man connected to the school where Stephanie Scott had last been seen. The case had shifted. This was no longer a missing persons inquiry. Stanford was located and brought in for questioning. His mobile phone was seized and examined. On that phone, investigators found photographs, images of a body, a burned body in what appeared to be an outdoor setting. Stanford had an explanation. He said the images were from a film, something he'd seen online. Nothing to do with him.
Where was she when you first saw her?
She was in the staff room upstairs for the English drama math teacher.
Okay. What was she doing?
She was working on a computer.
Was the staff room door open, closed, or
Open.
where were you at that time then?
I was working, had our pressure cleaner out to clean the garbage bins. We put some of the garbage bins upstairs. That's when I saw her.
In the class, in the staff room?
Yes.
Did you say anything to her at that time?
No.
Did she say anything to you?
No.
Did she see you?
I think so.
Then you think so?
I walked by the door, so she probably knew I was there.
The detective sitting across from him didn't believe that for a second. They looked at those images carefully. The location details, the specifics visible in the photographs. And they were confident, almost immediately, that what they were looking at was Stephanie Scott. But there was more. Also recovered from Stanford's possession, Stephanie's laptop, and her driver's license. He had taken them. He had kept them. The interview process with Stanford took time. He didn't walk in and immediately unravel. But under sustained questioning, the account he was giving started to break apart.
Now we spoke to you on Wednesday night, on the 8th.
Yes.
And we spoke to you about certain scratches that I can still see on your face.
Yes.
Can you tell me where you got those scratches from?
Several of them are from Stephanie Scott.
And how did she do that?
With her fingernails.
And when did she do that?
When I tried to kill her. When I killed her.
When you killed her?
Yes.
Okay, so you say that you've... Can you just tell me exactly what happened when she walked in? When you first... You said you were waiting for her to come out, were you? You were waiting for her to finish her work?
Yes.
Okay. What exactly happened then? When she finished her work, what did you do?
I picked her up from behind with my right hand over her mouth and my left hand around her middle. I dragged her into the store. I closed the door behind us, chucked her on the floor, and I beat her to death.
You say with your fists?
Yes.
Did you use any other weapon?
I did use a knife as well.
You said you got a feeling that you had to do it. What feeling? Can you describe that to me upon seeing her? What feeling came over you? Like, what did you feel?
That I had to kill her. I've had a lot of violent thoughts, but I've never acted on them.
Okay. So when you say you had a lot of violent thoughts, can you describe to me what those thoughts have been?
Killing various people I've met.
Yep.
Hurting them. That's about it, really.
And is there any reason why you wanted to kill these people or hurt these people?
No, I think I might have some mental problems, but I've never done anything to me to deserve it.
Are you able to tell me why you got angry at Stephanie and why you wanted to kill her?
I didn't really feel anger, I just wanted to kill her.
Oh, so you didn't feel anger?
No, I
You just wanted to kill her?
emotion.
Okay. So you just wanted to kill her?
Yes.
Can you tell me why you wanted to kill her?
No, I think just my mental health acting up again.
Eventually, he admitted to the rape, and his search history, examined by investigators, filled in what he wasn't saying out loud. The searches were specific, focused on brides, on sexual violence against women in wedding attire, on the scenario of a bride being attacked. He had been searching for this. He had been thinking about this. Stephanie had been targeted not just because of where she worked or where she was that morning. She had been targeted because she was days away from her wedding, because of what that represented to him. Stanford told investigators what had happened on Easter Sunday. He was at the school that morning. So was Stephanie. She saw him in passing. She said, "Happy Easter." A normal, human, entirely innocent thing to say. She had no reason not to. He was Staff. She knew him by sight, but Stanford had already decided. He had already made up his mind before that moment. The greeting meant nothing to him in terms of what he was planning. He left the school, went back to his home, and assembled what he had prepared. Handcuffs, condoms, Viagra, a knife, cleaning supplies. This was not impulsive. This was a kit. Something gathered deliberately in advance for a specific purpose. He had thought about this. He had prepared for this. He went back to the school. He found Stephanie. He grabbed her and pulled her into a storage room on the school grounds. He raped her. Then he killed her. What he did after that is the detail that tends to stay with people who follow this case. He left the school. He went and bought himself a sandwich. Then he came back. He put Stephanie's body in the boot of his car. He drove to Kokopara National Park, approximately 60 kilometers from Leeton, and he burned her remains. Then he went home. Investigators used two things to find her: the mobile phone tower data that tracked Stanford's movements that day, and the images on his phone that showed the location of the burning.
When you've taken her out of the boot, did you take the clothes off her in the boot, or did you take clothes off her in the ground?
On the ground.
On the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, she had, at this stage, there was a lot of blood, and did she have injuries to her face? Did you notice any swelling or...?
Yeah, the right side of her face.
Yep. It's quite...
Up near her eye.
Yep. And that's from when you punched her when she was on the ground? Okay. Then did you use match to light the fire, or did you use cigarette?
Put some petrol on a stick, and I lit a match on that.
Yep.
And I chucked the stick on there.
Yep. And where did the match... What about the match? Where did you put it?
I think it's still there, probably.
Did you throw that in the fire, or just drop it?
No, I dropped it where the stick was.
Okay. Is that far away from the body, or...?
No.
No? No. So when you travelled, did you stay around long to watch your body burn, or...?
No, I left straight away.
You left straight away? Or...
Yeah, it was well light. It took a second. Petrol starts fast, so...
Yeah. Okay.
On your camera, you had two photos of the deceased body.
Yes.
Are those photographs of Stephanie?
Yes.
Can you tell me why you took those photographs of Stephanie?
No.
Why did you keep the bra? Like, you've disposed of everything else, why the bra?
I honestly don't know.
Don't know?
Maybe I wanted a souvenir.
Yep.
No.
Something to remember it by?
Probably, but I had no real reason to keep it.
Why the bra though? Why not any other item?
I think it was clean.
Did you wash the bra?
I chucked it in the washing once, yeah.
At home or at school?
At home.
At home. Okay. What about her earrings, engagement ring?
Don't know, I might have taken that off earlier.
Earlier? Where did you take those off?
Probably when I was at home with her. No. When I went and collected all her stuff at the high school. Would have been. Not her earring stuff.
But her engagement ring, you remember taking that?
Yeah.
Where?
The high school.
Where did you put her engagement ring?
Don't know. Chucked so much stuff out.
Yep. So you got rid of that with the clothes, did you, or...?
I would have chucked it in a bin somewhere when I chucked everything else out, but...
Okay. When you...
The day after Stanford's arrest, they found what remained of Stephanie Scott in Kokopara National Park.
Police last night arrested her co-worker, 24-year-old Vincent Stanford, a high school cleaner.
I reckon I was just horrified when I heard the news, couldn't quite comprehend it for a while.
Police found Ms Scott's car dumped in a paddock about 8.5 kilometres from where she was last seen, but they're yet to find her body.
It's tragic for the family, it's tragic for the people of Leeton, it's tragic for the people of New South Wales and society in general.
She'd understand everything. If you had problems at home, had problems anywhere, you could just speak to her about it. She was amazing. Just want to thank her heaps for everything she's done for us, and we're still praying for her.
She was just such a lovely, vibrant person that fitted in with everyone and everything, and she was well loved by the teachers, the students, and everyone that virtually met her.
Family and friends who'd travelled from overseas for a wedding now face the devastating task of arranging a funeral.
She was 60 kilometers from the school where she had simply gone in to sort out lesson plans before her wedding. Aaron Leeson Woolley was told, Robert and Marilyn Scott were told, Leeton was told.
Be Stephanie's.
Police divers have joined the search for the body of murdered bride-to-be Stephanie Scott in the New South Wales Riverina. Nine's Natalia Cooper is in Leeton this morning in a touching scene behind you there, Natalia. And what's the latest on the investigation?
The search has resumed for the body of 26-year-old school teacher Stephanie Scott. Police are searching fields and a vineyard near where the young teacher's red Mazda was found earlier this week. Police divers are also searching a canal in that area, and it's believed they have retrieved a laptop from the canal. Now, you mentioned the shrine that is growing behind me. It's been visited by so many people throughout the morning, and so many emotions have been seen here. People are absolutely devastated, whether they knew her personally or they didn't know her at all. This tragedy has really affected everyone in this town. We know that her family and her fiance were here last night. They lit candles, they read some of the tributes, and they were clearly distraught and comforting each other. One more piece of information I have for you is that police are desperate to find anyone who saw this white ute believed to belong to Vincent Stanford, the man who is accused of murdering Stephanie Scott. They need to contact police urgently. Brett?
As the investigation deepened, the picture of Vincent Stanford became increasingly disturbing. He had been stalking multiple women and girls connected to Leeton High School. Not just Stephanie, there were others. He had documented their routines, kept records, tracked movements. Stephanie was not chosen because of anything she did or said or was. She was chosen because she happened to be alone in that school on that Sunday morning. If it hadn't been her, the evidence suggests it would have been someone else. That is, in some ways, the hardest part of this case to sit with. Stephanie Scott was not targeted for who she was. She was targeted for the opportunity she accidentally represented. She was in the wrong place at the worst possible time. And the man who killed her had been planning something like this for a long time. Vincent Stanford pleaded guilty to murder and aggravated sexual assault in July 2016. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with no possibility of parole. The presiding judge, in handing down the sentence, described the offenses as falling into the worst category of murder.
Breaking news this morning, a school cleaner has pleaded guilty to the rape and murder of teacher Stephanie Scott in regional New South Wales. 25-year-old Vincent Stanford has appeared in the Supreme Court in Sydney this morning over the 2015 killing.
However, I have determined that there is no practical purpose in allowing for a parole period at all in the sentence I will impose. Would you stand up, please, Mr. Stanford? For the offence of being an accessory after the fact to the murder of Stephanie Scott, you are convicted. You are sentenced to imprisonment for a fixed term of 1 year and 3 months. The sentence is to date from the 10th of June 2015 and will expire on the 9th of September 2016. Without your plea of guilty, it would have been a sentence of 1 year and 8 months.
Not language judges use lightly. His brother, Marcus Stanford, had known something about what happened in the aftermath. He had not gone to police. He received a sentence of 1 year and 3 months for acting as an accessory after the fact to murder.
Say sorry for what I've done, and for the hurt I caused the family. And, it's out for now. I hope I won't cause any more trouble. I did a really stupid thing, and unfortunately I can't take it back.
I am satisfied that this is a case of murder that clearly falls within the worst category. Mr. Stanford, would you stand up, please? For the aggravated sexual assault and the murder of Stephanie Claire Scott, you are convicted. Both of the sentence I impose will take effect from the 8th of April 2015. For the aggravated sexual assault, you are sentenced to imprisonment for 15 years. I decline to nominate a proportion of that sentence as a non-parole period, as there is no utility in doing so. For the murder of Stephanie Scott, you are sentenced to imprisonment for life.
Vincent Stanford appealed his sentence. The appeal went nowhere. Aaron Leeson Woolley was supposed to get married on April 11th, 2015. He spent that day grieving instead. Robert and Marilyn Scott buried their daughter. Her students went back to a classroom that didn't have her in it anymore. Leeton, A town that believed it knew itself well, believed it was safe, believed it was the kind of place where things like this didn't happen.
We need to be able to fade from public view, to mourn our beautiful girl and work our way through our grief. We will not be answering any questions, participating in any interviews or any programs in the future. Tomorrow we begin to celebrate Stephanie's too short, amazing life. This should be her 28th birthday, the second one we celebrate without her. We will be having a cup of tea and a mint slice biscuit at 3. So please join us. Thank you.
Had to reckon with the fact that the man who did this had been walking those same streets, working in that school, watching those women for longer than anyone knew. 17 days after she disappeared. That's how long it took to bring Stephanie home. The funeral was held in a tree-ringed paddock just north of Eugowra, in the central west of New South Wales. Hundreds of people came. It was the same property where Stephanie was supposed to begin her married life less than 2 weeks earlier. The wedding venue. Now the place where they said goodbye. Yellow was Stephanie's favorite color. Everyone knew that about her, so everyone wore it. Stephanie's father, Robert, stood at the microphone in a black shirt and a bright yellow tie, delivering a tribute alongside his wife, Marilyn. Her sister, Kim, stood in front of a white coffin, topped with red and orange flowers, remembering a girl with a knack for fashion who loved playing pranks as a child.
We feel quite helpless. There's not much we can do to make this any better for the families involved and the friends that are involved. It was lovely to be able to be part of such an amazing tribute.
After joining in a moment's silence to honour Stephanie, residents released balloons, filling the sky with yellow.
The release of the balloons was like letting go, letting her spirit now roam free in the sky.
We pray for the eternal rest of Stephanie Scott and for the comfort and healing of her family.
When it was time, Aaron Leeson Woolley, the man Stephanie was supposed to marry, helped carry her coffin to the hearse. Dozens of yellow balloons were released into the sky behind him. Leeton's mayor, who made the drive from the Riverina with many others, said it was the kind of service Stephanie would have loved, that it brought laughter, that it made people feel a little better. 6 days. That's all the time that separated the wedding from the funeral. Same place, same people, same dress code, almost, except instead of a bridal gown, there was a coffin. Instead of yellow flowers for a bouquet, yellow balloons released into an open sky. The reception venue Stephanie had booked for her wedding never hosted a wedding. It hosted a goodbye.